is now time for Tennessee Wesleyan University basketball on 101.7 WJSQ Athens. Today's game is brought to you in part by Athens Insurance, Tennessee Wesleyan University, and Star Regional Medical Center. And now with today's play-by-play, here is Jared Wright.
Thank you once again, Handsome Dan, and we welcome you into James L. Robb Gymnasium. Get the volume set there. That might help us out. As we get set for the men's game in this Appalachian Athletic Conference doubleheader, and it's the U-Pike Bears that come to Athens, Tennessee for only the second trip in the history of these two schools. Of course, U-Pike coming to the Appalachian Athletic Conference a year ago for the first time. I've been a member of the Mid-South Conference for quite some time, and a new head coach Randy Casey here for the Bulldogs in his first season. He spent some time at U-Pike as an assistant coach, so a lot of familiarity with the program and the coaching staff. Ty Compton in his fifth season up there at U-Pike, and so a lot of familiarity between the two in terms of the way these two teams go. Looking at the all-time series, it's 3 wins for Pikeville, 1 loss for them. And the loss comes here in Athens, Tennessee. It happened December of 2023. Tennessee Wesleyan knocked them off 72-70 in only the first meeting in conference play. It's only the second meeting all time they had. They had met up in Pikeville back in 2013-2014 season. So 10 years apart in matchups with them, as U-Pike had spent a lot of time in the upper division of NAIA, and now it's all one single division in basketball. Used to have D1 and D2 in NAIA, but nonetheless, these two teams rather new acquaintances as we get set to tip off. Pikeville was, of course, preseason first, and that's where they find themselves now as well in the conference standings. The Bulldogs, on the other hand, they were preseason 10th, find themselves in a tie for 7th. Tennessee Wesleyan comes in 8-12 overall, 7-8 inside the conference, and 4-4 here at home. James L. Robb is normally a great place for both basketball teams with Tennessee Wesleyan, but there's been some struggles here in the first years under new leadership for both clubs. But still, it's always an exciting place to play here on Hall of Fame weekend. We talked to John Ferguson, one of the new inductees, during halftime of the women's game. I want to highlight some of those Hall of Fame inductee class members coming up. Toby Brooks, head softball coach here at Tennessee Wesleyan. He'll be inducted later today. Amy Brackett, softball player. You got Josh Lidstrom with known as Callie. He played baseball here for Tennessee Wesleyan. He'll be inducted later. John Ferguson, as mentioned. Curtis Blair for soccer. You got Greg Vandegrift for football. And then the team of honor, something they started a number of years back, and the 2005 softball team will be honored later. They'll honor them actually at halftime here of the men's game. And we'll also have Dr. Tyler Forrest here to have a chat with the president, get an update on college life and how things are here on the campus of Tennessee Wesleyan University. But then there's also the Hall of Fame banquet tonight over in the Columns Campus Center. Again, it's U-Pike versus Tennessee Wesleyan. U-Pike comes in under Ty Compton, number 21 team in the country. They are 20-4 overall, 13-3, and 13-3 inside the conference, 7-2 on the road. They've won their last 5 ball games in a row. Tennessee Wesleyan comes in after a tough road loss at Truett McConnell, 91-88. A week ago on this home floor, though, they put up 125 points against St. Andrews to win it 125-78. And in a game where they could have set the school record that's close to being 60 years old, 139 points, the most points scored by a Tennessee Wesleyan team. And they had 100 points with 11 and a half minutes to go, but Coach Randy Casey calling off the Dogs a little bit and slow rolling the final 11 and a half minutes to not overplay that and get overzealous. They did tie a 60-year-old record with 51 made shots from the field. You have to go way back since the last time that was done, and the Bulldogs had it rolling last Saturday. See if they can copy that magic here today. Pikeville's last couple of games, as we mentioned, 5-game winning streak. It includes wins against this Tennessee Wesleyan Ball Club, 89-65. That started the win streak. And then Montreat, 81-53. Truett McConnell, 96-69. Beat Bryan, 78-55. And won at Bluefield, 80-72. Tennessee Wesleyan has tried to string together some wins this season, but unfortunately it's been back-to-back losses in a couple of opportunities, so they're going to try to avoid that here against U-Pike as we get set for this one. Let's go ahead. Let's take a 30-second break, and then we'll be back with starting lineups from James L. Robb. Back in 30 seconds. Back here from James L. Robb as they get set to look at the starting lineups. We'll look at them first for U-Pike. They will start number 0, Kean Warricks, a 5'7" junior guard, averages 9.6 a game from Pikeville, Kentucky, right there in hometown. Number 1, Bradley Bunch. He is the 6'6" junior forward, averages just under 20 points a game from Big Stone Gap, Virginia. He ranks 3rd in the conference in points per game and 4th in rebounds per game at 9.4 in that category, so nearly a double-double average. Number 4, L.A. Walker, the 6'5" junior guard, will start as well, 15 points per game for the Columbus, Ohio native. Number 14, Kean Cutlip, 6'3" junior forward, averages 11 points a game from Johnson City, Tennessee. And then 44, Cade Looney, the 6'8" graduate forward from Grundy, Virginia, 11.4 points per game, shoots 59% from the field. Of course, most of those being inside shots for the big 6'8" forward, and that puts him at 3rd in the conference in that percentage. He also has 7 rebounds per game. On the other side, for Randy Casey, assisted by Jaron Tall in his first season, it'll be number 4, Jay Reed, 6'5" senior forward from Birmingham, Alabama, 10.3 points per game along with 6.7 rebounds per game. Number 11, Amari Young, 6' senior guard, 12.3 points per game from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Number 20, Peyton West, 6' senior guard from Monterey, Tennessee, averages 8.8 a game, 2 rebounds as well. Number 22, Armando Corrado, 6'9" freshman forward from Almeria, Spain. And then number 30, Ty Hurst, the 6'5" senior forward from Knoxville, Tennessee, 14.8 points per game to lead this Bulldog team, along with 5.4 rebounds per game. You've got Young, West, and Hurst from the Bulldogs, and then Warricks, Bunch, and Looney. All 6 of them were the Appalachian Athletic Conference players to watch in the preseason. So those will kind of be some familiar names you can tune in to listen for. Looking at the previous matchup, as I said, Tennessee Wesleyan lost 89-65. It was a tough road loss up there. They did have 4 players in double figures. They were paced by Jay Reed. He had 16 points, 7 boards. And then it was 14 points by Charles Neverton with 4 rebounds to his credit, and then 10 points for both Ty Hurst and Rashawn Hampton. Hampton is 4th in the conference in 3-point percentage from behind the arc. That previous game, Tennessee Wesleyan committed 8 fouls, the fewest they've been called for all season. U-Pike in that previous matchup had 7 fouls, so neither team fouling a whole lot in that previous matchup. Those are kind of some weird stats to see, but it's something to pay attention to, as expect a very fast-paced, physical game here coming up. Tennessee Wesleyan home white uniforms, blue numerals. It's going to be Pikeville all black, white numerals with U-Pike across the chest, trimmed in their dark orange as the tip is about set. Wesleyan moving from our left to our right. Tip does go to the Bears, and it's going to be Warricks with it, comes to the left side. Warricks gets a double high screen, goes to the right wing. Little off-ball screens coming for Pikeville. Very big physical team. It's going to be Bunch to come set a screen. They go right side, drop it down to Looney. Looney drives inside, finger roll is good, and Pikeville's on the board first. Just like the women's game started, just hoping for no 21-point start in a row for Pikeville. Saw that from the ladies, but then Tennessee Wesleyan responded very well and came back big in the second quarter. Here's a turnover by the Bulldogs. Missed shot. Here's Hurst on the loose ball. Far side of the floor. Now gets it to West up top. 2-0, a minute played. Drop pass from West to Corrado, and the Bulldogs have tied it up. 2-2. Minute played already. Near side, it comes to Cutlip. He'll drop it back to Warwicks. Warwicks walks around the top of the key, goes left side of a screen. He'll find a corner three from Bunch. It's no good. Rebound tipped around. Several bodies collide. Bunch able to pick up the loose ball. Here's Cutlip, corner three, this time off the mark again, but they get an offensive board. Coronado gets the rebound as it's tipped away, and Hardrick's going to come, well, he was coming to the scorer's table. Wesleyan's West fires a three from the corner, missed it. Here come the Bears in transition. Walker with it. Bunch. Now over to Warwicks. Top of the key, it's going to be Walker. Takes it to the left wing. Top of the key, Warwicks. Between the legs inside the arc. Pulls up 15 foot. Now a running floater, and Warwicks drills it. So Pikeville back in front by 2 here. Amar Young goes left side of the screen from Reed. Drops it back to Reed. Now Coronado down low. Got the ball knocked away. Regains it. Out to Hurst for 3. Off the mark. Comes back to the right. Into the hands of Looney. 4-2. Pikeville in front of Tennessee Wesleyan. U-Pikes Warwicks working on the far side against West. Here's Bunch trying to battle his way in against Reed. Gets stuck. Hand off to Looney, and Looney makes the lay in. It's 6-2. Bears in front. 17:25 to go. The first half. Far side, Jay Reed. Now Coronado, top of the key. Hands it off to Hurst. Hurst pulls up 15-foot line. Is good for Ty Hurst. Bulldogs back to within 2. 3 minutes played. Warwick's going to be shadowed by West all the way up the floor. Bulldogs do have 2 subs at the table, it looks like. Could even be 3, but Hardrick and Neverden is who I see. It's going to be a feed into Looney, and Looney, big man inside, makes quick work of the layup off a pick and roll opportunity. 4-point lead once again, 8-4. Young lost the handle on it, ball tipped around. It'll go out of bounds off of Pikeville, and that'll allow number 2, Carrington Hardrick, junior guard out of Deltona, Florida, to replace Coronado. And then number 12, Charles Neverden, the junior guard out of Baltimore, Maryland. He can shoot it from 3. We'll see what he does here today. Inbounds comes to Young. Young calling out the signal. Warwick's almost matching him, I think, on the call. Yelling out what the defense needs to do. Here's Hurst between the legs. Going to the left side, hands it off to Young. 9 to shoot. High screen from Hardrick, pick and roll. Couldn't get it to him quick enough. Neverden from the Dwayne Farmer Court logo. Just caroms off a 3 to the left. Bunch. Now Looney over to Cutlip. Coming up to get it was Walker, but instead they drop it to Bunch off the pass fake. Bunch drives in against Reed. Reed reaching in. Neverden comes away at the rebound. Getting Young out of his way, his own teammate. Neverden trying to go all the way in. Kicks out. Hurst far corner for 3. Short. Jay Reed on the tip out. Hurst gets it. Fresh 20 for the Bulldogs. They'll reset. Trailing 8-4. Young trying to take it baseline. Skip pass out to Neverden for 3. This time it's in there. Nothing but net. 1-point game. 15:35 to play. Far side, it's going to be Walker with the 3 ball, trying to answer back. Missed it. Young battling for the rebound. Tips it over to Hurst. Here's Neverden. Neverden in transition. Gets it over to Hurst through Young. Spin by Hurst. Dump pass to Hardrick. Layup is good. And the Bulldogs lead this one 9-8. 5 minutes gone in the first half. Tennessee Wesleyan up. Cutlip back over to Walker. Walker far side. Gets past Neverden. Layup is good. And back in front goes Pikeville. Take by Young. Had to kick it out. Pass deflected. Neverden picks it up. 20 to shoot. They'll get a chance to reset the offense. Young, quick crossovers from the right wing. Pulls up. 18-footer off the mark. And Pikeville will clear it out to Warwicks. Warwicks. 15-foot jump shot from the elbow extended is good, and they're back in front by 3. 12-9. Here's Hurst, gets free, up and under. And he steps out of bounds and it got blocked, and Wesleyan will get number 5, Ty Runyon, local product out of McMinn County High School, 6-foot sophomore guard in. And then number 20, Jalen Rigdon will check in for the Bears as Walker will take a seat. Warwick's working against Runyon, far side. Now they work it through Rigdon. Down low to Bunch. Bunch battling back. His putback is good, and it's a 5-point lead, largest of the game. Pike battling on the boards there, creating second chance opportunities. Now they get a travel on the Bulldogs. Turn it over. Number 10, Rashawn Hampton in for the Bulldogs, 5'11" freshman guard from Winchester, Kentucky. 8.3 points per game. Again, fourth best three-point shooter in the conference based on percentages. Rigdon gets it over to Cutlip. Neverdon catches back up. Hardrick help defense. Now back out on Looney. Bulldogs man-to-man defense. A lot of help defense going with the physical size of the Bears. Looney for 3, rattles it home. Maybe the curse of the commentator pregame talking about he gets his shots inside as he pushes it to an 8-point lead, 17-9. Knocking that one down from outside. Hampton out to Hardrick. Hardrick's 3 answers right back. 12-17. U-Pike leads this one. Here's Warwick's, hands it off to Bunch. It's going to be Rigdon, gets it right back from Looney, goes between the legs. Looney set a big screen, rolled on it, but Wesleyan help defense covered it. Warwick's a little shoulder fake, gets free into the paint, kicks it out. Bunch, corner 3 on the way, in and out that one goes. Cutlip pulls down the offensive board. His putback is good, 19-12, U-Pike in front. Couple of substitutions ready to come back in for both teams. Runyon goes left side. Baseline feed cut off by Cutlip. Instead, it's going to be out of bounds off of the Bulldogs. Lavorne, Stratton Lavorne, number 34 for the Bulldogs, will check in. From Shelbyville, Tennessee. U-Pike's going to get Walker back into the ballgame along with number 10, Tyler Best. Best, one of the 5 Bears that were in double figures in the previous game. Walker, Looney led him with 17. Bunch had 16, Warwick's 15, and Best 13. So 5 double-figure scores in that 89-65 win over Tennessee Wesleyan. Far kick, Warwick's in the corner for 3, up and over. Bunch backside rebound over Lavorne. Bunch spins to the paint, shot up, a lot of contact, no whistle. Bulldogs will play through it. Here we go with the ball. Wesleyan has it in the front court. And then a travel called on Jay Reed in the corner. It looks like Coach Compton's trying to talk to the official about getting a foul called on the offensive end, but officials always have to listen to the coaches on both ends of the floor. Warwick's brings it near side of the court. Quick crossover back to the middle. Fights through Runyon's traffic and draws the foul. Runyon will pick up the first foul of the ball game for either team. Hurst back into the scorer's table. So Warwick's will step to the line, 77.8% on the average. Misses the first one. Still 19-12, 11 and a half to go. First half action. Jay Reed will exit as Ty Hurst will check in. Warwick's at the line for the second one. Misses both of them. Bulldogs Hurst skies for the board. He'll clear it out to Runyon. Chance to cut it into the 7-point deficit for the Bulldogs. Hardrick right wing, dribbles to the left, hands it off to Lavorne, gets a screen, steps inside the arc, takes the long jumper, and just caroms off the front of the rim. It's going to be Bunch. Bunch walked with it. Right in front of the official, no call. Runyon going to pick up Warwick's far corner. They get it down to Best. Best driving in against Lavorne. A lot of hand checking going on from the offensive side too. It's 21-12 as the hook shot is good for U-Pike. 9-point lead, the largest of the ball game. Hardrick gets it, hands it off to Lavorne. Lavorne drives in. Pass deflected off the face of U-Pike's Rigdon. Now Looney going to check back in for Bunch. Runyon out, Amari Young back in. Shot clock reset to 14 for Tennessee Wesleyan. Hurst out front, gets a screen from Lavorne. Hurst, fadeaway jumper in the short corner, falls short. Here's Walker in transition, guarded by Hampton, battling his way into the paint. Hurst may have deflected it, but it goes straight to Looney, and he gets the shot to bounce up and over the rim and in. Those are usually the only shots you see that work for the home team. That one went for the visitors. Here's Lavorne to Young. Hardrick set a double high screen. Cordato back to the table to check in. Young running floater from the left side, just short as well, like Hurst's jumper. Here's Rigdon going all the way in. Got a jump ball to call. It will send it back Tennessee Wesleyan's way, trailing 23-12. Bunch is coming back to the scorer's table to check in along with Cutlip. Doc Compton with a host of assistants here. Sid Christ, Preston Boswell, Charlie Cox, and Isaiah Sawyer. Or Saylor, correction. All of them shoveling players in and out of the lineup. Up top, it's going to be Hampton for three for the Bulldogs. Off to the left it goes. Walker skies for the rebound before Cordato could get there. Walker into the lane. He travels with it. Finally, the travel called. Shuffled the feet there. Bulldogs will have another chance to cut into this 11-point lead, 23-12. They trail it, make that 23-14 as Stratton Lavorne knocks down the big jumper. (23-14), 9-point game. It's going to be Rigdon to walk it up the floor. Gets it over, far side, Cutlip. Doesn't use the screen to the full extent. Instead, they'll pass it around to the left side. Now a drive by Rigdon, right side of the lane is good. And it's 25-14. 8:42 to play here in the first half. Shot up and good for the Bulldogs. On the left side makes it 25-16. 8.5 to go. Left wing, Cutlip. Over to Bunch. Bunch, now they work it around left side. It's going to be Walker with it. Inside, Bunch kicks it back out top of the key. Rigdon passed up the three. He'll get it to Walker. He'll take the three right in front of Hurst. Good box out by Cordato on the defensive glass. Here comes Hampton in transition. Hampton left side of the paint. With the elbow extended, he'll work it back around the perimeter. Lavorne to Young. Now Hurst near side. He'll drive inside the arc, takes the jumper, and gets fouled on it. So the Bulldogs will finally get two shots coming. Walker's going to pick up his first, and the first on the Bears. So Ty Hurst for the Bulldogs. 69% shooter on the season, 45 of 65. Makes the first one. 25-17, 7:52. 8-point game. Warwick's back in here. Both Coach Casey and Coach Compton pacing the sidelines for both teams. Neither one of them Ever really needing a chair. It's going to be Walker walking the ball up the floor. Far side. Double high screens. Bulldogs fight through them. And it's just going to be a strong take by Walker. Brought it from the left side of the floor. Layup on the right side is good, and it's back to a 10-point game. 7.5 to go here in the first half. Young with the ball out front. Gets it to Hurst. Now a screen from Cordado. Hurst goes left side. High off the glass, no good. Cordado's tip back, no good. Ends up into the hands here of Walker. Up to Bunch, and that's just going to roll to the cheerleaders. So turnover here on the fast break by the Bears. Bulldogs will try to take advantage. Best back in as Walker will exit. Wesleyan's going to get number 3, Nashawn Jones, 6'2" senior guard out of Stone Mountain, Georgia. Spent some time at former AAC opponent Point University. It's going to be Young to bring it up the floor. Goes left side to Jones, now to Neverdon. Neverdon looking. Young wanted to cut back door. Neverdon behind the back, got free of the double team. Young near corner, a couple of head fakes. They'll work it back up top of the key. Hurst, fadeaway jumper in the lane is good. 27-19, under 7 to go. Hurst with that fadeaway jumper. He's got 5 points for the Bulldogs. Up top, Best hands it off to Warwick. Bulldogs shooting 42%. Pike, though, shooting 56.5. Now a little bit less. Now a quick outlet pass from Neverdon to Young, and the Bulldogs had gotten a stop and then just throw it away from half court. Pikeville down to 54%. Bulldogs shooting 28.6 behind the arc, 2 of 7. Pike 14%, 1 of 7 from behind the arc. And as soon as I say that, they knock down another 3. And it's back to an 11-point game, 30-19. Tennessee Wesleyan trying to answer on the right side of the floor. Hurst fights through the lane. Another floater in the lane is good for Ty Hurst. Puts them back under a single-digit deficit. Pike taking their time methodically across the half court. It's going to be Bunch with it. Goes to the left side, hands it off. Drive by Best. He gets to the high post, trying to back Neverdon down. Up off the glass, no good, and a foul on Looney on the rebound. So the Bulldogs, Cordado had a good position there to draw that foul offensively. Hardrick was coming back, but Jay Reed's going to come in for Cordado. And that's going to bring Walker back in for Looney. Looney will take a seat. His first foul, team second. Young calls it out. 5:38 to be played here in the first half. 30-21, Pike in front. Top of the key, Hurst takes it off the dribble to the left against Cutlip. Cut off, he'll retreat behind the arc. Pulls up just inside the arc. Missed the 3 off to the long 2 off to the left. Warwick tiptoes the sideline and then quickly gets it across half court on the rebound. Warwick's kicked out. Walker for 3, missed it. Rebound into Hurst's hands. Hurst chased that one down, now up to Jones. Jones hands off to Neverdon from the Dwayne Farmer logo, missed it from deep. Now Neverdon trying to get the makeup call, and it's going to get called for a foul. He's trying to cut off Best on the fast break opportunity. It's going to be Rigdon. We'll check in for Warwick's. Coach Compton using a lot of substitutions here early, trying to keep fresh legs for his Bears. Down low off the inbound set, and Bulldogs commit the foul underneath. This one's going to be on Jones, his first, team third of the half. 4:53 to play, first half action. I invite you to stay around again at halftime. We'll have Tennessee Wesleyan President Dr. Tyler Forrest to join us. Talk about some things going on campus and Anything new, exciting coming down the road for the students and potentially student athletes. Long lob in, it comes to Best. He'll send it right wing. It's Walker. Walker to Bunch, back to Walker it goes. Working against Hurst, trying to drive inside. Now he'll kick it back behind him. Back to Walker it comes on the dribble. Walker drives, draws the foul on the shot to the left. And this one's going to be the first on Ty Hurst, the fourth on the Bulldogs. So that's going to send Bradley L.A. Walker to the stripe. 81.7% shooter on the season. And Walker's first one is in there. 31-21. 4:37 to play in the first half. Coach Casey looking down the bench. Maybe for a substitution, but going to leave it be as of now, 32-21. Here's Young, gets it to Hampton. Hampton goes to the left side of the floor off the dribble. Now Neverdon brings it back near side. Goes down the lane, circles it back out front though on the pass to Young. Young at the elbow extended, spins left, goes up, double pumps, layup is good for Amari Young inside. 4:15 to play, 32-23. Bears, Walker has it out front. Down low, Reed intercepts the pass for the Bulldogs. Up to Hurst in transition. Hurst going to take it all the way in. Finger roll is good. Back-to-back buckets for the Bulldogs. Only the second time it's happened tonight. 7-point deficit here. Final 3:45 in the first half ticking away. Left side it comes to Rigdon. Rigdon gets a screen from Bunch. Bunch rolls down low. They switch off of the screen. It's a little mismatch. Reed and Young change places defensively now. Walker has the ball on the far side, working against Neverdon. Running floater, no good. Mistimed rebound by the Bulldogs. Now Bunch comes in, gets the pass from Rigdon. And it's going to be the Bears that will take the timeout. Up 9, 34-25 with 3:19 to play. Timeout on the court. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in 30. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright here as we have the final 3:19 to go in the first half. Bulldogs trailing it by 9 after U-Pike made it. Just called their first timeout. Feed to Young, down to Reed. Reed too high off the glass, and it's too strong. Bulldogs will drop back man-to-man defense. Young, Hurst, Hampton, Reed, and Neverdon. Far side, it's Warwick's with it for U-Pike. Up it comes to Best, hands it off to Cutlip. Cutlip drive and lob down to Looney. Looney backside lob is good for the lay-in. 36-25, 11-point lead once again. Bulldogs just cannot seem to cut into this deficit for U-Pike. Here's Neverdon, long jumper from inside the arc, missed. U-Pike will bring it up to the far side. Looney looking to pass it up. Bulldogs shooting 44%. Average 45.9 on the season. U-Pike's Cutlip takes the three and gets fouled by Young. In the corner, he missed it, but he'll get 3 free throws. And again, saw this in McMinn County's game last night against Cleveland where you foul 3-point shooters. Seen it a lot this year. That's one of the worst fouls you can make, but you don't give them room to come down after the shot. Cutlip makes the first one, 37-25. Looks to extend the largest lead. 5 times they had it at 11. Cutlip makes the first 2. West returns for Hampton. And so Cutlip, 74% shooter on the season, ready to go again for the 3rd one. Bunch coming back to the scorers table. All 3 of them made by Cutlip. 14-point advantage here for U-Pike. It's going to be Young to bring it up the floor. Young comes to the near side, off the dribble. Kicks it back to Reed. Quick touch pass to Peyton West to check back in. High post feed to Neverdon. Now it's going to be Hurst. Steps in just side the arc. Nobody picked him up, and the Bulldogs will knock that jumper down. That ends the 7-0 run by the Bears. Still a 12-point deficit, 39-27. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Cutlip working against Young. Goes left side, poked away, and Young's going to pick up his 2nd foul. Thought he had enough from behind, and it's going to bring Ty Runyon back into the ballgame here to replace Young. Coach Compton, I think he was pleading for a shooting foul, but it was poked away from behind as he was driving, so Warwicks has it. Top of the key, guarded by Runyon. 1:50 to go, 14 on the shot clock. Warwick spins away from a screen. Here's Bunch, drives inside, loses the handle, ball on the ground. Several players diving for it. Cutlip ends up with it. Finds Walker, who stepped back for a 3 and didn't use the dribble, so it's a turnover. 1:38 to play. 39-27. Bulldogs trailing. They did lead it 9-8. We were tied up at 2, but it has been U-Pike ever since. So West will key it in here to Runyon. He'll cross the time strike. Double teamed at the high post, gets it to Reed. Reed flying through the lane, layup just off the mark. Lid on the basket right now. Here's Warwick's trying to drive in against West. Somehow stays with the handle. Warwick's listed at 5'7", keeps that low dribble to get away from the defenders. Again, a Pikeville native. So is Rigdon, that's in there. A foul on the shot. This one on the Bulldogs, Jay Reed, his first. Team 7th. Lavorne coming back to the scorer's table. There'll be Warwick's to step to the line. Misses the first one. Now 5 of 8 from the line are the Bears. Bulldogs only 1 of 2. Only taking 2 free throws, and that was Ty Hurst. He's got 11 points for him. Reed out of the ball game. Best back to the table for the Bears. And Warwick's makes it. 13-point advantage, 1:13 to play. 40-27. Runyon, middle of the floor. West comes to the right side, gets the pass. Guarded by Warwicks. West goes left side to Lavorne on the pass. Under a minute we go. Hurst getting the screen for Runyon. Backdoor cut by Lavorne was cut off by Best. Here's Hurst into the paint. Another fadeaway in the paint. On the jumper is no good. Cutlip in transition up to Bunch. Back to Cutlip. 42 seconds to go in the half. A drive. And the finish there by Tyler Best is good for the largest lead, 15 points. Neverdon takes the 3 at the top of the key, missed it, couldn't get the foul call on that one. Coach Casey threw the hands up and said, bad shot. Kind of rushed it in that possession, and with 20 seconds to play here in the half, U-Pike's going to take the last shot up by 15. 42-27, showing why they're the top team in the conference right now. Paced by Looney. Warwick's with the ball, though. Out front, gets it to Best. Best drives. Clock at 1. Now at 0. Three-pointer's going to be airballed. Doesn't matter for Pikeville because they are up 42-27 here at the half. Again, Tennessee Wesleyan has had the lead one time. We've been tied up once, but it has been U-Pike being consistent here on both ends of the floor. Tennessee Wesleyan struggling to get some shots to fall for them. So let's go ahead. Let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll bring you some first half stats and a interview with President Dr. Tyler Forrest as he makes his way up here. Back in 2 minutes.
.7 WJSQ.
Back here at halftime of the men's game, U-Pike leads it 42-27 over Tennessee Wesleyan here on Hall of Fame Saturday. And I'll go ahead and say we got a Hall of Famer here. I don't know that you've made it into one yet, but one day you will. I'm going to make sure you do. But we are here with the top dog, we could say, and Dr. Tyler Forrest. I'm just going to give you all the accolades so you just get mad at me and never come talk again. But they are getting ready to introduce some of the Hall of Fame inductees here. Of course, the banquet will be held after this tonight over in the Columns Campus Center. But always good to chat with the president when he can come in and chat with us. And it's always good to just get that State of the Union, I guess, from you. And so let's talk a little bit about Tennessee Wesleyan. Of course, I guess second semester has started, but overall enrollment, maybe retention between first semester and second, how's that looking?
Yeah, it's been a great start to the spring semester, but before I talk about that, I'll say I certainly don't deserve to be in a Hall of Fame, that's for sure. We're going to get your picture in there way before mine.
We'll go together. We'll be on the other hallway.
At the very end, maybe. No, enrollment is excellent. We've set another record in the spring semester, our highest enrollment in 168 years with 1,181 students, not that we're counting. That is above the fall enrollment, which is the first time in my higher education career that I've seen the spring enrollment eclipse the fall.
That is a not normal thing there.
It is extremely unusual.
Obviously, weather. I was wondering if the weather had played any impact on you all getting delayed to start the spring semester, and how does that work? Because it's not like your public schools where you're just you make a call and everybody's out. You got kids coming back from everywhere. How does that work out?
Yeah, it's a good question. The public schools certainly are quick to call often because they have to be because of buses. But we, at the same point, have students traveling oftentimes from a 5, 6, 7 county region, and we're very aware of that. We did close one day and maybe should have closed another. You never know. It's a really tough call, but we have to evaluate our facilities and certainly the roads around us, and we do periodically close, but we try to be open as absolute much as we possibly can.
Of course, there's always new, exciting things going on campus. talking about academic side of the house first, any new majors, programs that y'all are trying to launch that people might be wanting to partake in?
Sure, we've got a few in the pipeline that are being developed right now in the early stages right now, such as a doctoral degree in occupational therapy, perhaps a master's of counseling as well. But we're really proud of the programs that have taken off, the new executive programs in business. All of those have been exceptionally high-growing programs. Within 18 months, we went from 0 students to over 170 students in them. So we're really excited about that. And we're beginning to develop a national appeal, perhaps with even a site not in Tennessee in the near future.
Okay.
So we're really excited about that. Stay tuned on that.
Tuned.
Yes.
All right. Go different there. But
that's right.
Of course, the nursing campus has been in Knoxville for a number of years, so
Yes.
it's not just the Athens footprint that you all have had here at Tennessee Wesleyan. One thing that I know in your time here, a couple of years now, it seems like forever at some points, and then some points I'm sure you're thinking this has been the longest time ever. But
sure.
One thing that I've noticed you did, and you kind of got the team around it, was the branding of the school, and talking about that reach and getting outside of the local area and maybe that national footprint. Y'all kind of went with the athletics logo and the TW brand image, and so kind of what was part of some of that decision to go that route?
Yeah, when I came in, it was fairly apparent to me that we didn't have a consistent brand. Even if there wasn't agreement on what the brand should be, it wasn't consistent. That everybody did agree on that. So I assembled several folks together and asked, what do you think the brand should be? And very consistently, we came back to the athletic logo because it's so widely used and much more recognizable than the crest of sorts. Well, really a modified crest that was being used. So I'm really pleased that we're using the TW broadly. I wear it on my lapel every single day, and I do that proudly. And I think as we've continued to build regional and statewide momentum, that has really helped to have that very consistent, recognizable brand.
It has, and we always joke back in the day when we had the TWC, the interlocking, there was some people that would ask us what it stood for, and some people would say the Weather Channel. So I had that same branding and the initials there. But moving away from that and knowing that it's Tennessee Wesleyan is always great. And it's a good-looking logo, and it's always great to see it out in town, across anywhere. It's on social media, everywhere you see anything Tennessee Wesleyan now, you'll see that TW logo. I think you had the first float in the number of years in the Christmas parade.
Yeah.
And that's one way to get the name and the branding out there. Wesley and the family and the cheerleaders were in the Christmas parade.
Absolutely. We honestly go and do anything we possibly can to expand the brand. The Athens Christmas Parade is certainly one of those spaces we do it in. We were the third place winner in the Sweetwater Christmas Parade. It didn't hurt that we had some connections to the judges, but but nonetheless, a third place win is a third place win.
Who said it was subjective? It was totally objective there on that one. Obviously, one topic that I know has been in the local media a little bit is I guess you could say the chance to acquire some more property, because you're kind of landlocked where you're at in downtown Athens. That's one long been a known issue for Tennessee Wesleyan, but it's come out with a partnership maybe with the city of Athens. If you can talk anything about the Ingleside property.
Sure. Here in Athens, the Athens campus, we are very landlocked with our 40 acres. We've been able to work with the city of Athens to execute a long-term lease on the Ingleside school property that so many folks are familiar with from a current and historical perspective. A lot of folks have went to school there. And we are going to eventually put in a track and field complex, and we'll do our best to preserve a portion of that building, because it is an important historical element in our community. But that acquisition, which will ultimately be through about a 120-year lease once all the amendments and options are executed on it, so it'll be well past you and I. But it will serve this campus well, and it is the largest property acquisition we've been able to do since really the 1970s.
Wow, that is awesome. I know it would be huge for our track and field program here that have had success in their early stages of their programs here. And just kind of give that, it fits in perfectly. I mean, it's a couple of, I guess you could say a couple of blocks from campus, from the backside.
A 7-minute walk.
There you go. It sounds like it's been made a couple of times
It
to
has.
time that out. And of course, I've thrown it out. You saw it on social media, but I'm like the Stan Harrison complex, whatever we can do to honor Coach Harrison. I'll get that campaign started on that. And let's talk a little bit about campaigning. Obviously, a president's life has spent a lot of time fundraising and things like that. So talk to us a little bit about any campaigns on the horizon or in the middle of one, and kind of any updates there.
Sure, we're in the middle, hopefully nearing the end of our We Are Wesleyan capital campaign. It started out as a $19.25 million goal. We surpassed that last December. We revised it to a $25 million goal, and we surpassed that in 8 months. So we are officially past the 25 million mark and aiming for 30 as our stretch goal. And once we hit 30, which I fully expect to be sooner rather than later, we'll close that campaign out. But we're always fundraising. As I tell folks, it's really the cherry on top. It allows us to do the extra things. It allows us to improve our facilities, enhance scholarships, and really ultimately help our students in the university. So it's a really important part of what we do.
Outside of the Ingleside property, any other facility updates or anything y'all are looking to do here?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got the Ben and Cynthia Wilson Tennis Center coming online. I anticipate by the end of this month, the very first of next, having a ribbon cutting on that. Those are 2 nationally ranked teams that desperately needed that facility. They needed the locker rooms and the restroom space. And within the next couple weeks, you will see a really big announcement come out from us regarding baseball. So stay tuned with that. I'm not going to blow it today because we've got a few details to finalize. But stay tuned, because that's going to be game-changing for our team and our community.
Number 1 team currently in the nation, tennis team. Also, and they share kind of a space right there. And the tennis team, both of them have already essentially had rematches with national championship matches and games last year, as baseball beat Hope International that won, and Georgia Gwinnett and Tennessee Wesleyan and tennis have already squared off in indoor. So it's Tennessee Wesleyan, as we talked about, is on the national level already in multiple areas, not just in athletics but academics as well. And that Wilson Tennis Center looks really nice coming down the hill towards campus. Just adds a lot more to the already beautiful tennis complex down there, Bowling and Co Tennis Complex, and just puts them a step up again. So
I agree totally. It's much needed, and we're very proud of athletics overall. We are blessed with 20 wonderful teams. 18 of them are 3.0 average or higher. So these are really student athletes that we are super proud of.
We were joking, John Ferguson's here for Hall of Fame, and we were joking with Kelly Seekins, the trainer, about they've added the bass fishing team. And you never would have thought the bass fishing team, much less the bowling team, but they're now collegiate sports. It just keeps expanding. So
they are. We're excited to have bass fishing. We started a semester early because we had so much interest. We had 7 students, so they're already fishing.
There you go.
And we hope to, by the fall, to have 16 students.
Are we going to see the president out there partaking in some
I do love to fish, but I'm a real amateur compared to them.
Well, Tyler, we appreciate you joining us. Just a lot of great things going on campus. And, of course, people can get involved multiple different ways. There's the website to follow along. Social media has always got updates going on. And really, alumni and friends coming back to just come to a game, come visit, come see something.
Yeah, reach out to me anytime and come to campus anytime. I would certainly love to connect with anybody, but do stay tuned on social media and our website. We keep those up to date, and we want as many people engaged as possible.
That's right. And, hey, this is something that I've heard more in the community. We've been fans of it, but you can come to brunch at the cafeteria so you can experience college life. And fans from old, students from old, alumni from old, it is better food than when you were probably here, and it's just a great community asset that is here, and we love doing it on Sundays. Of course, I'm not going to pass up some good food.
Well, absolutely. You'll see my family there almost every Sunday, and I would invite you to come tomorrow.
Hey, we'll see. If I can convince my 3, we'll do it. Well,
there you go.
Tyler, thank you so much,
Jared.
buddy.
Always a pleasure.
Yep.
See you later.
Tennessee Wesleyan President Dr. Tyler Forrest giving us a update on all the fun stuff going on here on campus, and sounds like a lot of great. Of course, that Ingleside complex, as he mentioned, that's going to be a game changer for our track and field program whenever that can happen, and just an opportunity to use that piece of property in a nice fashion. So we're at halftime here, Tennessee Wesleyan and U-Pike. U-Pike leads at 42-27. Looking at your first half stats, Tennessee Wesleyan shoots 41.4% from the floor. U-Pike 53%. Tennessee Wesleyan behind the arcs 22%, and U-Pike's 20. Bulldogs, again, only 2 free throws they've gotten to take. U-Pike only called for 2 fouls on the afternoon. Tennessee Wesleyan called for 7. U-Pike 6 of 9 at the line, 66%. Bulldogs only 10 rebounds, 9 on defense, 1 on offense. U-Pike 23 rebounds, 7 offensive, 16 defensive. U-Pike's assisted 7 of 17 made shots. Tennessee Wesleyan 4 of 12 made shots. Leading scorers, it's going to be Cade Looney with 13 points for the Bears. Leading rebounder is Bunch with 7. Bulldogs led by Ty Hurst with 11 points. He'll lead the team with 4 rebounds as well. Tennessee Wesleyan will open up on defense as Pikeville moves from our left to our right. WGSQ, WLAR here. James L. Robb Gymnasium. It's going to be Looney up top with it. Gets it back to Warwicks. Bunch goes to the baseline. Now it's going to be a drive by Walker. Walker, as Cordado was trying to swat it away. Cordado able to get the rebound and now draw the foul. That's going to be on Walker. So the Bulldogs will take it back. Cordado get a good job of corralling that one. It's going to be Young. Out front, gets it to Reed, down low to Cordado. Now Hurst goes to the left side, gets it to West, lob into Cordado. Goes up high off the glass on the right side, and it's good. Bulldogs strike first here in the second half. 19-16 to play, and 42-29 your score. 13-point game. U-Pike led by as many as 15, and that was our halftime score. Looney takes it from the near corner, sends it back out to Bunch. Now top of the key, Looney gets it back from Bunch. Air balls a 3. Bulldog fans in the house letting them hear that one. Here's Young up the left side to West really quick. West knifes through defenders, out to Reed. Back to West it comes on the wing. Young walks it to the right wing. Fakes the handoff, goes all the way in, keeps the dribble, and he converts it. Bulldogs have scored the first 4 points of the half. And Ty Compton wants a timeout for his Bears to talk it over. We'll be back in 30 seconds, back in 30. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium. Wesleyan starting strong here in the second half. 4 straight points for the Bulldogs. Young and Cordado collecting those. Wesleyan's going to apply full court pressure here to U-Pike. It's Warwick's walking it up as Young shadows him from Wesleyan. 2.5 minutes gone. Or sorry, a minute and a half gone in the second half. Cutlip down low, trying to back West in, and West gets his hand hooked into him and looked like more of an offensive foul. Coach Casey showed the official that's what was happening to West, getting the forearm shiver from Cutlip. He's still doing it as he drives in. Cordado swatted at it, missed the shot anyway. Cordado clears out the rebound to Young. Bulldogs avoid that one, trying to make it 3 possessions in a row with points. Down low, Cordado got it. It's deflected out of bounds by Looney. Looney facing up against Cordado. Manny just a freshman. Been a good presence inside, still learning. Wesleyan throws it away. Cutlip right there on the receiving end. Warwick's off the Right side of the glass, and U-Pike on the board now in the second half. 13-point lead for the Bears. 2 minutes played. Reed goes baseline, out to West. He'll take the three, gets fouled on the three-point shot. Warwick's is going to foul the three-point shooter again. Just uncharacteristic. Doesn't matter who you're for. When you see the three-point shooter fouled, got to give them room. And so West will step to the line for the Bulldogs. Of course, a lot of that is in the thought of player safety as West makes the first one. Second one is up and in for West. Hurst and Coronado in the backcourt for the Bulldogs. Nobody back for U-Pike. And West converts all three at the line, makes it back to a 10-point deficit. Just over 2 minutes played here in the second. Walker literally walking it up the floor. He'll hand it off to Cutlip. Cutlip sends it over to Warwicks. Back to Walker on the left wing now. He'll drive inside against Hurst and gets the lay-in on the left. Quickly answering right back. Here's West out front with it. Gets a screen from Reed, drops it to Reed on the pick and pop. Now Young with it from the right wing, working against Walker. Inside of the paint. Couple of stutter steps. Pump fake, got his defender in the air. Left hand lay-in, no good. Rebound collected here by Looney. Bunch will clear it up across half court to Walker. Left side, Cutlip, now top of the key, Warwicks. Warwicks pump fake, looking for help. Bounces it out front to Walker. Shot clock down to 10. It's going to be a three on the left wing by Bunch. Karam's off the back of the rim, off the hands of Looney, and West is going to clear it for the Bulldogs. Cross midcourt, left side. Pulls the three from the AAC logo, missed it. He'll have to get back quickly as Cutlip has the long rebound, trying to push the pace. Gets to the left side of the floor, sends it back near side to Warwicks. Warwicks pulls up and stops and draws the foul against West. And nothing Peyton could, actually they're going to call it on Young. So Young's third. So it'll be inbounded underneath by the Bears. Cutlip set to key it in. Cutlip long cross court or half court pass goes to Looney. Ball taken away. Coronado and Hurst collect that still together. Young goes up, swatted at. Coronado gets the lay-in. Young looking for the foul, couldn't get it. 10-point deficit. Just around 4 minutes played so far in the second. Young, hand in the passing lane, gets the steal. It's a 1-on-2 break, goes up strong against Bunch, gets the shot. No whistle though. And it's 8-point deficit. Delay of game warning on the Bulldogs, 16:05 to play. It's an 8-point game now. Lavorne coming to the scorers table for the Bulldogs. He'll replace Coronado. He'll get some breather. It's going to be Warwicks to roll it up the court. Warwicks to the right side. Now out front, Looney to Cutlip. Cutlip left wing, sends it back near side to Warwicks. Warwicks fakes the pass to him. And they foul call on Peyton West. West felt like it was an offensive foul on U-Pike. Don't disagree with him on that one. Instead, U-Pike's going to pick up the third foul on the Bulldogs. Walker gets it into Cutlip, near corner, little shoulder shimmy. He'll drive inside, finger roll over the front of the rim. Bulldogs didn't stop the ball, and it's back to a 10-point deficit. Out front, Lavorne thought about the three. Looney stays right there with him. Lavorne just hangs in the air a little bit longer and knocks down a good running shot on the left side. 48-40. 15-20 to play in this one. Here's Walker, a three at the top of the key, missed it. Looney comes flying in for the rebound, ball stripped. He gets it right back, and the hook shot is good. just when Wesleyan thinks they've gotten another stop, they lose a handle on it. Here's Lavorne, goes baseline, cut off. Out front it comes to Young. Young working against Bunch. Slip, kept his dribble though. Goes up for a layup on the right side. Up and under it, it's good. Amari Young to slip and fall, keep his dribble, and able to still get to the rim and go up and under the taller defender. Bulldogs defensively man-to-man. They get knocked off a pick. Reed skies for the missed three-pointer. And the Bulldogs will push it back up, chance to go back-to-back. Here's Young, works into the paint. Strong against Warwicks, up off the glass, no good. Out of bounds off of Warwicks. Yep, that went out of bounds off of U-Pike. The official signaled it going U-Pike's way. Runyon's going to return for Young. Best returns for Looney for the Bears. Official quickly makes that call adjustment. Great crowd on hand here. Look behind the team bench, it's full. As Hurst catches a quick inbounds pass and knocks down the jumper. 6-point deficit. 14-20 to play. Crowd starting to get into this one here for the home team Bulldogs. Warwicks drives in on the right side, converts the layup, a lot of contact. And Coach Compton's going to talk it over with a timeout on the court. Wesleyan trailing 52-44. We'll be back in 60 seconds, back in 60. WJSQ, WLAR back here at James L. Robb Gymnasium, where the Bulldogs are trying to claw their way back into it and face off against the Bears here. It'll be the Bulldogs ball out of the timeout by U-Pike. Ty Runyon with it out front. Jay Reed hands it off to West. West lost the handle trying to go up and pass it away. He throws it away. Walker with it, far side of the court, picked up by Runyon in transition. Out front, Best with it. Best passes it off to Bunch. Three-pointer on the way and up off the rim. Reed able to sky and get it for the Bulldogs. Tennessee Wesleyan will get it to Reed. Now to Hurst, left wing. Hurst spins. Finger roll off the left side of the glass is good for Ty Hurst. 52-46. Back down to a 6-point game. 7 minutes played here in the second half. Layup on the right side is good for Bunch. And U-Pike answers right back. Under 13, Lavorne takes a three. Watches it miss. It's going to be Warwicks. Sends it near side. Cutlip. Pass intercepted here by Hurst, who was trailing the play. Hurst trying to go all the way in. Warwicks somehow steals it, saves it, but it's thrown right to Peyton West. West gets it back out front now to Lavorne, left side. 12:28 to play. Hurst, far wing, gets a screen from Reed, now gets it to West. Long two, good for Jay Reed from the far side of the corner. 12-12 to play. It's a 6-point game once again. Wesleyan, if they can just get this under a 2-possession, or down to at least a 1-possession game, start knocking on the door a little bit more. Warwick's running shot just hangs on the back of the rim. Just literally stops on the back of the rim. Possession arrow on the jump ball will give it to Tennessee Wesleyan. Talk about a rare play right there. As Neverdon and Hardrick will come back for the Bulldogs. Rigdon back for U-Pike. Ball went rolling up and just sets on the back part of the rim brace. And they call that a jump ball. And possession arrow gives it to Tennessee Wesleyan. Runyon gets the ball. He'll cross the time stripe with it with 11:50 to play. Hurst working against Rigdon. Rigdon a hand on his hip the whole way. Hurst looking for help. Backdoor cut by Runyon. Runyon throws up a shot and draws the foul on it. He'll get 2 shots coming his way. This one's going to be on Best. His first. And the third on the Bears. So Runyon will step to the line. Close to 74% shooter on the season. Makes the first one. Now down to a 5-point game. Coach Casey having a friendly chat with the near side official that actually made the foul call. Runyon goes 2 for 2 at the line there. It's a 4-point game. 11:40 to play. Warwick's working hard against Runyon. Walker sends it over to Rigdon. Rigdon right back from bunch. Now Neverdon gets in the way, steals it. Neverdon going in. Layup on the right side is good. Bulldogs to within 2. 54-52, 11:16 to play. Much like we saw the women of Tennessee Wesleyan battle back, the men have too. Been down by as many as 15 at half, and now down 2. Reverse layup by Best, answers right back though, and it pushes it back to a 2-possession game. Under 11 minutes to go, 56-52, U-Pike in front. Runyon down the left side of the paint. A lot of contact, no call. Reed battling for the ball on the ground. Possession arrow will keep it in U-Pike's hands as they had tried to get the rebound. Coach Compton getting some substitutions in. I think they were looking to make sure he didn't get a timeout called. And it's not the case. Shot clock will reset to 30 as no true possession there. So possession arrow does flip back in favor of the Bulldogs. Warwick's across the time stripe, leading at 56-52. Drop pass to Looney. Looney hands it off to Cutting Walker. Walker blocked by Neverdon. Jay Reed up to Neverdon. Neverdon goes up strong, gets the bucket and the foul, and the Bulldogs a chance to get to within 1. Basket is good. The foul on 14, Cutlip. His first, team 4th. 10:29 to play. And Charles Neverdon at the line, a chance to make it an and-1 play and get them to within 1. Deep breath. Free throw out to the right. After the bounce off the rim, Bunch will pick it up, so it's 56-54. Bulldogs on an 8-2 run right now. Here's a drive by Cutlip. Pass almost stolen away, but they get it back out. Now into the corner it goes to Rigdon. Rigdon looking for help as he picked up his dribble against Hurst. Looney in the baseline. Looney running hook shot across the lane, no good. Rebound tipped over to Cordado, out to Hurst. Hurst looking up. Runyon sets up the offense out front. Under 10 we go. Three-pointer by Neverdon is good, and the Bulldogs up by 1, 57-56. Neverdon with the 3 from the left wing. Second time the Bulldogs have had the lead. Pikeville, though, a chance to take it right back. Cutlip on the left side, now Bunch. Bunch trying to work his way into Cordado. Spins, gets Cordado on the ground and makes the lay-in, so right back in front goes U-Pike. 9:17 to play. 58-57, U-Pike in front. Runyon out there handling the ball. Neverdon thought about the three again, but Warwick's closed out quickly on him. Here goes a drive by Hurst. Hurst spins into the lane. Jumper off the mark. Rebound collected here by Looney. Bulldogs will have to retreat defensively. Neverdon got his hand on the pass. Gets it to Hurst. Bulldogs force the turnover. And Ty Hurst is going to smartly call the timeout at midcourt where he got stuck with the ball, but the Bulldogs forced the turnover, trailing by 1, 58-57. Full timeout on the court. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back in 60. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee, back here out of the Tennessee Wesleyan timeout. They just forced the turnover in the backcourt. Neverdon got his hand in the passing lane. Bulldogs will have it side out of bounds in front of their own bench. 8:46 to go, trailing by 1, 58-57. They just led it 57-56 before U-Pike had retaken the lead. Now, Coach Casey having to help Ty Hurst get his jersey tucked in. Ty Hurst gets it into Ty Runyon. Runyon around a screen from Cordado. Now Neverdon off a back screen, lost the handle, keeps it though, and then pushes off. So Wesleyan going to pick up the second foul on Neverdon as he kind of pushed him. Warwick's out of the way, the official says. And so the Bears will have the lead by 1, 58-57. Coach Casey pleading the case with a different official to go for the overturn, but Warwick's going to walk it up the court. 8:33 to go. Here's Rigdon, gets it to Looney, away from the basket. And Jay Reed's going to get called for the foul underneath on the Bulldogs, his second, team fifth. Again, 58-57. Bulldogs have been down by as many as 15. Runyon comes out as Young comes back in. Good job of Ty Runyon commanding the offense for the Bulldogs. Cordado gets his hand in the passing lane, just couldn't pick it up quick enough. Looney gets it and gets it to Bunch. Bunch, quick crossover against Reed, kicks it out to Warts in the left wing. Back to Bunch, he'll fire the three on the right wing, and that one's nothing but net there. 61-57, 4-point game, 8:10 to play. Young will get it right back, brings it up. The entire coaching staff of U-Pike calling out the play, jumping up and down as Cordado sneaks back door, gets the pass from Jay Reed at the top of the key and scores. 2-point game once again, 61-59. Warwicks goes to the left side to Cutlip. Cutlip passes it off further to the left to Rigdon. Now in the middle of the floor, it's Looney with it. Looney's jumper no good. Reed, good box out there against Bunch. We'll clear it out here for the Bulldogs. Young, feed into Cordado. Cordado back-to-back baskets, and the Bulldogs have tied us up at 61 all. Second time we've been tied. Again, U-Pike coming down with the ball. Warwick's trying to get in. It's going to be Rigdon for three in the near corner. Off the mark. Ball tipped up. Bunch ends up with it. Bounces go U-Pike's way here. Warwick's thought about the three. Little head fake as we go under 7 minutes to play. Here's Bunch off an off-ball screen. He goes back-to-back on the threes. Coronado and Bunch trading baskets back and forth, and it's a three-point advantage for the Bears. Hurst drives in, bump through a lot of contact. Running floater is good for Ty Hurst, 64-63, 6.5 to go. Tennessee Wesleyan not going away, trailing by 1. They've been one of the hottest teams in the conference of late. Going to make U-Pike earn every bit of this one. 64-63. Warwick's driving, and Reed's going to get a foul called on him. Ty Hurst pleading the case that it should have been a moving screen. That's the third on Reed, sixth on the Bulldogs. Lavorne's going to come in. Coronado with some big minutes will get a breather as Lavorne replaces him. Looney out of the ball game. 6:19 to go. Walker shoves Ty Hurst in the face and gets the inbounds. It's going to be Cutlip out front, working against Lavorne. A couple of pump fakes. Lavorne was right there with him, but the lay-in is good, and it's back to a three-point deficit, 66-63. Young feeds it down low to Reed, face up against Bunch. Now Lavorne to Hurst, top of the key. Hurst a little stutter step. Goes over to Lavorne, off-ball screen, gets him free for a three, and we're tied up once again. 66 this time, as it's 5:47 to play. Hall of Fame banquet will have to be delayed as this one coming down to the wire. Everybody's still on the edge of their seats. Here's Best, drives, kicks it back to Warwicks. Young was anticipating the clear out there to Bunch. Here's Warwicks driving against Reed. Reed fouls him on the shot, and that's the fourth on Jay Reed. Not much he could do there, as Warwicks just got the spin move around. Jay Reed, he's got 4 fouls, team 7th, but Warwicks is going to get 2 shots. Reed tells him, that's a senior leader right there. Jay Reed saying, I got 4 fouls, just leave me in. 5:28, I'm good. Talked to him at halftime of the Montreat game a few weeks ago, and talks about being a vocal and emotional and leader and trying to lead by his actions as well. Hardrick at the scorer's table. U-Pike makes the first one. He's going to get him a breather either way, as Hardrick will come back in. Looney back in for the Bears. He'll replace Best as Warwick's going back for the second free throw. 67-66. These have been thrillers today, U-Pike and Tennessee Wesleyan. Warwick's missed it. Hurst gets the rebound, so still a 1-point game. Young up to Neverdon. Neverdon drives in, gets the layup attempt, but no shot made. But Neverdon's going to step back to the line, as Looney's going to get called for his second foul, team 5th. And Neverdon's going to step back to the line for the Bulldogs. He's got 10 points currently. Neverdon ties us up at 67 apiece. Chance to give the Bulldogs their 3rd lead here. Assistant coach for the Bears calling out who's got everybody's number. Not seen that too much, but the gym went quiet as Neverdon gives the Bulldogs the 68-67 lead. 3rd time they have led the Bears today, each time by 1 point. U-Pike with the ball up top. Cutlip drives in to the left side, skips it out right wing to Warwicks. U-Pike being very patient offensively with 5 minutes to play. Shot clock down to 10. Working against Young is Warwicks. Cutlip skies for the pass. 3-pointer up and off the mark. The Bulldogs will have their first trip to add to their lead of 1. Here's Young, 15-foot line, looking for help. Steps through the double team off the glass by Amari Young. It's good, and the Bulldogs in front by 3. 4:40 to play. U-Pike's Warwicks grinning as he brings it up the floor. Him and Young battling really hard. 2 great point guards in the conference right there. Neverdon working against Walker. Walker Big crossover into the lane, trying to step through. Throws up a prayer, missed it. Compton with his arms outstretched, couldn't figure out the no call. Here's Neverdon. Transition bucket, and it's good. Charles Neverdon's put the Bulldogs up by 5. And a timeout by Coach. Let's see who called it first. Tennessee Wesleyan, it looks like, has called the timeout. Or no, it's going to be a full timeout by U-Pike. Let's take it with them as the Bulldogs lead at 72-67, back in 60 seconds. Against U-Pike, Tennessee Wesleyan has battled back, down by 15 at the half. Has clawed their way back into this one. Some big possessions defensively have helped. Some no calls have helped on both ends, helped both teams really. Warwick step back 3, short on it. Hurst gets the rebound. Bulldogs chance to make it a 3-possession game. Here's Hurst into the paint. Lost the handle, Neverdon picks it up, gets it to Young. 3:42 to play. Hurst with it, away from the basket, gets free of his defender all the way in, left side, and gets fouled hard. Hurst was going up, and that one, Walker's gonna say that he was trying to tie him up, but that one was pretty evident. He just went after the arms. It's going to be Hurst kind of holding the elbows. He's walking up to the stripe. Looks to be okay, though. He'll fire the first free throw. Shooting hand not affected, 73-67. Bulldogs up by 6. 3:34 to go. Hurst, second one is good, 74-67. Bulldogs defensively man-to-man. Cutlip goes in. Jump ball as Hurst gets his hand on the top of the basketball. Coach Compton tells his player, yeah, that's what happened. Bulldogs get another stop. U-Pike pressuring full court. Here's Young, catches it across midcourt. Goes inside, has it poked away. Neverdon open for 3 on the left wing, and it's in there. Bulldogs with a double-digit leader. They're on now at 10. 77-67. 3 minutes exactly to go. Warwicks has it. Cut off on the baseline. Walker with it. Back out to Warwicks. Thought about the 3. This time he'll take it. Short on it. Lavorne gets the rebound. Bulldogs maybe going to burn some clock here. We saw him do it against St. Andrews, just with a more comfortable lead. Young, kick out, near corner, Neverdon, another 3, and it's in there. 80-67, Bulldogs in front by 13. This crowd on their feet for that one. A take in by Bunch is good. Layup on the left side. He'll draw the and one opportunity. This one's going to be on Lavorne. That's going to send Bunch to the line for an and one. That one ends the Bulldogs' 14-0 run to give them this double-digit lead. Still a 10-point lead, 80-70. Full court press. by the Bears. Hurst has it in the backcourt. Now they work it up. Neverdon. He's hit back-to-back threes for the Bulldogs. Leads the Bulldogs with 20 points. Calling for a screen. It's going to be Cordado to set it for Young. Young goes opposite side. Corner pass intercepted by Bunch. Bunch behind the back, free of his defender, spins into Hurst, and a charge called on Bunch. Ty Hurst stood there waiting on it, saw Bunch coming down the full length of the floor, and he'll take the charge, the 7th foul on the Bears. Tennessee Wesleyan will take the timeout. We'll take it with them here, up 80-70 with 1:58 to play. Back in 30 seconds. Back in 30. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright bringing you the action here from James L. Robb Gymnasium. The Bulldogs are trying to pull away from the Bears. Charles Neverton leading the Bulldogs with 20 points right now, 4 of 7 from behind the arc. It's going to be jersey moments for everybody to tuck it in. Bulldogs have the ball underneath after the offensive foul by Bunch. Lavorne gets it up to Neverdon. Neverdon played by Cutlip with 1:53 to go. Skip pass over to Hurst. Hurst battles Walker. Walker comes away with it. Bad pass by the Bulldogs, but a missed layup. Bunch with the putback though. 80-72. Bulldogs got to be smart with it. 8-point game. Here's Hurst, gets it back from Coronado and gets fouled at midcourt by Walker. That's going to be a 1-on-1 opportunity coming for Ty Hurst at the line. The 4th foul on Walker, 8th on the team. West coming back to the scores table here for Tennessee Wesleyan. Neverdon will step out. Much deserved breather for Charles Neverdon. 4 of 7 from behind the arc to pace the Bulldogs. Bunch is the guy trying to keep the Bears in check with the Bulldogs here. He's got 19 points. He's made their last couple of buckets. Hurst at the line for the first one. Long pause, shot up and good on the 1-on-1. Back to a 9-point game, 1:36 to play. Assistant coach Jaron Tall working with the post player Cordado in the backcourt, telling him what to do. Hurst's second one does get the home bounce, falls back down in for another double-digit lead at 10, 82-72. Bunch gets it over to Warwicks. Warwicks on the left wing. Warwicks looks to the right side, gets it to Cutlip, drops it back to Bunch. He'll take another three. He's knocked down several, and another one to his credit here in the second half. It's a 7-point lead for the Bulldogs. And timeout by U-Pike here with 1:21 to go, 82-75. We'll be back in 60 seconds, back in 60. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee, 1:21 to go. Bulldogs leading U-Pike, the number 1 team in the conference currently. Bulldogs in a tie for 7th place. As Jay Reed's going to check back in for number 22, Manny Corodado. So it'll be Reed, Lavorne, West, Hurst, and Young for the Bulldogs. For the Bears, it's going to be Walker, Warwicks, Bunch, Cutlip, and Rigdon. Here's Young trying to bring it up the floor. Double team near midcourt, looking for help, calls the timeout. Gets stuck. Bulldogs, they'll just take a 30. We'll stay here with you through it. So Bulldogs have battled back again, trailed 42-27 at halftime. But they have answered the call, just whittling away at this lead of U-Pike. Bulldogs regained their second lead of the game at 9.5 left here in the second, 57-56. We got tied up 3 more times after U-Pike got the lead, and then Tennessee Wesleyan, after being tied 67 all with 5:21 to play, went and made Charles Neverton's second free throw to take the lead, 68-67. Went on a 14-0 run before U-Pike ran off 5 straight points of their own. Tennessee Wesleyan adding a couple of more free throws since then, and U-Pike knocking down a Bradley Bunch 3-pointer as well. It's going to come into Young in the backcourt. Got to get across the time stripe. Over to West, over to Hurst. Top of the key, it's going to be West out front. 1:04 to play, 82-75. U-Pike not looking to pressure it. Shot clock down to 8 for the Bulldogs. Over to West, 4 to shoot. West step back 3, got blocked on it. Comes away with it, and it should have been a shot clock violation. That's what Coach Compton was out on the court calling for it, and it'll be a shot clock violation on the Bulldogs. Game clock showing 50.1. 52 seconds go back on the clock now. So 52.1. Tennessee Wesleyan had a chance. West just kind of got blocked on the 3. Thought he was going to get the foul called, but didn't get the whistle. Either way, Bulldogs got to play defense. Up 82-75 here coming down to the wire. 45 seconds to go. It's going to be a drive by Walker. Walker pushing off against West. I think they're going to get West for this one. That one should have been on Walker. That's the 3rd on West, and that one's crazy. One-on-one opportunity for Walker. Walker with the forearm shove against Peyton West. Weston Works having a little chat near the Bulldog logo at midcourt as Walker stepping to the line. 81% shooter on the season. 2 of 2 there today. 42.5 remaining. 1-1. The first one is good. 82-76. Second one for Walker is these 3 officials have at least been key on making sure the jersey's tucked in. Walker having to tuck it in. Second one is good for Walker. It's 82-77. 5-point lead for the Bulldogs. Young gets it in. Back to Lavorne. Lavorne overplayed by Works. Gets it to West across the time stripe. West, far corner. Lavorne has it tipped out of bounds. Wesleyan was trying to just score quickly. Coach Casey and assistant coach Jaron Tall quickly telling the Bulldogs, just bring it out front. They've got to foul you. Jay Reed said, yeah, sorry, coach. It's going to be Cutlip that commits his second foul. 9th on the Bears, so it'll put Jay Reed at the line. It'll allow Looney to sub back in. Rigdon will check out. It's a 1-on-1 opportunity here for Jay Reed at the stripe. Reed makes the first one. 83-77. Back to a 6-point game. A little bit of breathing room. 32.9 showing on the game clock. Second one for Reed is good. Great job by the senior from Birmingham to knock down some shots for his 4th point of the night. Hand off, Cutlip takes the 3 near side and he drills it. Cutlip has the Bears at 80 points. Now it's just a 4-point game, 26.3. Coach Compton wants to talk it over. It's a full timeout on the court. We'll take it with them. Back in 60 seconds, back in 60. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright here, courtside. 26.3 showing on the game clock as the Bulldogs and the Bears are coming down to the wire here. Tennessee Wesleyan clinging to a 4-point lead, 84-80. Led by as many as 13 with 3 minutes left in this game, or 2.5 minutes left in this game, but U-Pike, not unexpected, making a comeback to bring this one down to the wire. Hurst trying to get it in quickly, gets it into Young. Young, middle of the floor to West. West up to Lavorne. Lavorne skies up and slams it home with authority. 6-point lead once again for the Bulldogs. 20 seconds to play. Bunch takes a tough leaner on the three. Missed it. Rigdon throws it away to West. Bulldogs just need to get away. And now they're going to get fouled. Cutlip's going to foul him. It's West. It'll go to the line for 2 free throws in this one. And the Bulldogs are about to pick up probably their biggest win of the season and upset the number 21 team in the country. Just got to make free throws. 11.1 remaining. If West can at least knock down one of these, helps ice it even more. So Peyton West misses the first one. First miss he's had today. He was 3 of 3. Just a thought that I wanted to say 3 of 3. Maybe the curse was there. West with the second one, 11.1 remaining. This one in and out it goes. Rebound collected by Bunch. Still a 6-point lead for the Bulldogs. Bunch takes it in, gonna get free. He'll slam it in for 2 with 4.3 remaining, 82-86. 4.3 remaining, 4-point game. Lob into Young. Young gets shoved by Warwicks. And Young's gonna step to the line. So 3.2, and it's a 4-point game. Again, at least one free throw would help seal this one away and avoid maybe a 4-point play on a 3-point shot that U-Pike would try. And Young makes it. Bulldogs up by 5, 87-82. Young's second one is good, and the Bulldogs 3 seconds away from knocking off the number 1 team in the conference for the 3rd time on this floor. And they do just that. The Bulldogs win it by 6 and beat the U-Pike Bears for the 2nd time in the history of this series on their home floor, and knock off for the 3rd time this year on Dwayne Farmer Court the number 1 team in the men's side of the standings. Again, your final score, Tennessee Wesleyan 88, U-Pike 82. Bulldogs, a huge effort there and a signature win in the Randy Casey era against a team he helped coach in the past, as the Bears dropped to 20-5 overall, 13-4 in the conference, now 7-3 on the road, and it snaps their 5-game winning streak. Bulldogs go to 9-12 overall, 8-8 in the conference, 5-4 here at home, and get back into the win column against U-Pike here at home in thrilling fashion. Again, knocking off the number 21 team in the country, the U-Pike Bears here. Final score 88-82 as they do it in convincing fashion. Both teams huddling up for a prayer circle, as most of the conference teams do on the men's and women's side. And a lot of familiarity, as we said, but a huge signature win for Coach Randy Casey in his first season. Let's go ahead, 88-82, your final score. Tennessee Wesleyan wins this one. Let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back with some post-game wrap-up. Back in 2 minutes.
WJSQ.
Post game here after the Bulldogs upset the Bears 88-82 here and use a huge second half comeback to knock off the number 21 team in the NAIA right now. Bulldogs, with about 5 minutes left, started a 14-0 run and then survived a little short 5-0 run by the Bears and just traded buckets back and forth, knocking down some free throws when they needed to down the stretch, which is something that has plagued the Bulldogs a couple of different times this season, but they are able to close it out. And for the third time again on Dwayne Farmer Court, they've knocked off Milligan, who was the number one team at that time when they came to visit. They knocked off Bryan a week later, and they were the number one team to visit. And now U-Pike comes into James L. Robb, and it's where the number one seeds go to lose as of late on the men's side. Looking at your team numbers for you, U-Pike shoots 49.3% from the field, 33 of 67. Tennessee Wesleyan, 33 of 57 for 57.9%. 3-point percentages, 25% for the Bulldogs, for the Bears, 25%, 6 of 24. Bulldogs shoot 40%, 6 of 15. Free throw line, it was 10 of 14 for U-Pike, 71.4. Tennessee Wesleyan goes 16 of 20 for 80%. Bulldogs lose the turnover battle 11-9. They do get 14 points off of the 9 turnovers by U-Pike, 13 points off of 11 turnovers by Tennessee Wesleyan. Bulldogs still get out rebounded, not unexpected with some of the length that the U-Pike Bears have. They lose that one 32-26, 10 offensive, 22 defensive for the Bears, 3 offensive, 23 defensive for the Bulldogs. Assist, Tennessee Wesleyan 11 of 33 made shots. They put assist up, 13 of 33 made shots for the Bears. Blocks, Tennessee Wesleyan with 3 of them. Steals 6 apiece for both teams. And then the team fouls, 16 for Tennessee Wesleyan, 13 for U-Pike. Your individual scores, Bradley Bunch leads the way with 24 points for U-Pike, 10 of 18 shooting, 3 of 7 from the 3-point line, 1 of 1 from the line, also 11 rebounds for his double-double, 15 points by Cade Looney, 7 of 10 shooting, 5 rebounds, 12 points and 5 boards for Keenan Cutlip, 10 points by Kean Warwicks with 4 assists and 2 boards. 10 points by L.A. Walker with 4 rebounds and an assist. And then Tyler Best at 9 points. Jalen Ragdon with 2 points. On the other side for the Bulldogs, 21 points by Ty Hurst. 8 of 17 from the field. 0 of 2 behind the arc, though. 5 of 6 at the line when he needed to be. 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Then Charles Neverton, had some huge clutch three-pointers. He has 20 points on the night, 7 of 11 from the field, 4 of 7 behind the arc, 2 of 3 from the stripe, and 2 rebounds. Also in double figures, number 11, Amari Young with 12 points. He was 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 10 points by Manny Corradado, along with 8 boards, 9 points by Stratton Lavorne, 5 points by Carrington Hardrick, 4 points and 4 boards for Jay Reed. Peyton West, 3 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 points for Ty Runyon, and 2 points for Rashawn Hampton. And here comes Randy Casey, as we're going to chat with him real quick. And maybe he's caught his breath, but signature win for his ball club against a team he's got a lot of familiarity with. And Coach, it's no understatement. That's the signature win of your Tennessee Wesleyan career thus far. You just knocked off the number 21 team in the country, but also for the 3rd time this year, the number 1 team in the Appalachian Athletic Conference comes in on the men's side to James L. Robb and goes home with a loss.
You know, that speaks to our students and our fans and everybody that gets here. We've got a heck of a home court advantage, obviously, and we feel comfortable here and we play well here. You know, and the thing is, man, we were down 15 at halftime.
Yeah.
You know, and we kept saying, don't quit, just keep battling, and play harder. And in the second half, they responded, and I couldn't be prouder of any team I've ever coached than that right there.
I kind of joke that at least for the first little bit, you had a lead early, 9-8. You were tied up at 2 before that, but then they kind of went on some runs where they were just knocking down shots, and and it kind of felt like, okay, the women's game started 21-0. I told Coach Smith, I said, what a comeback y'all had to only be down 1 at the half, but then your guys do it all in the second half, and it wasn't until 5:21-ish, somewhere in there, that y'all take the lead 68-67.
Yeah.
And just a 14-point run at that point just to kind of help you seal it. And foul shots down the stretch kind of iffy, but you made enough to pull out a victory.
Right. You know, and the thing else is just keep it 2 possessions. Keep it 2 possessions, and we were able to do that. But the main thing we did, man, we sat down and guarded. We defended, we defended the heck out of them in the second half, took them out of their stuff, and at the end, they've got great players. Obviously, Bradley Bunch is probably going to be the player of the year in the conference, and deservedly so. You know, those guys made shots, and we're right up in their face, and they still made a couple shots, and but the bottom line is we took them out of all their offense and everything out of their comfort zone. I felt like made them play faster than they want to play. We pushed the tempo, and that's what we got to do. And, you and I have talked about this before, that we're really good when we play fast. We're not a half court team. We got to get people. We got to people playing our tempo, and we were able to do that tonight.
I thought there are a lot of key players tonight, but Charles Neverton hit several clutch threes, like back-to-back threes, in a perfect transition time. He hit the free throws to go ahead, tied it up at 67, and to go up 68-67. He continues to be impressive, I think, coming off the bench for you all.
He certainly does. He is really getting better every day. You see improvement. It's fun to watch these guys get better. It's fun to see their confidence level grow. And Charles has been a guy that when he first got here, defensively he was a liability. Now he's become an asset.
Yeah, got huge steals right here at midcourt.
He sure did. And he's become, we call it a willing defender. He's become a willing defender. And when he did that, his athleticism was allowed to take over. And the fact that he is a knockdown shooter, that we already know that. But the added bonus for us is the fact that guy guards now, and we're really happy with that. Really happy with Manny Corradado, the way he played today. And I thought both Amari and Ty Runyon in the second half were both tremendous at the point. So both those guys do a great job of sharing that spot.
Handled the ball very well, protected against a tough team like U-Pike is always key. One thing I was going to talk to you about, obviously I mentioned it during the broadcast, but familiarity between you and the U-Pike coaching staff and the systems they've had, how much of that plays into the way you all – are you scheming because you know what Coach Ty's going to do over here, or he knows what you're going to do? Like, how much does that play into it?
What's funny is about 3 or 4 things that they run, there's 3 or 4 things that we run, so we run the same thing, and they're calling it, and I'm telling them it's ours, whatever, and then we're calling it, and they're saying, hey, that's our whatever. It's kind of funny that we Ty and I are great friends, and we worked on the staff together with Kelly Wells, and and before Ty took over there. And but and the thing about it is hey, listen, we're great friends, but that doesn't mean that we don't not want to beat each other's butt when when the ball goes up. So I have great respect for him and for his program and what they do there. But that's a great win for us, and I'm very, very happy for my kids. And on a personal note, I'm really going to enjoy this win.
I was going to say it couldn't come at a better time for you all, just playing good down the stretch. Road is kind of unkind. Only 2 more road games, and then you got 2 more home games. We'll be with you here on WGSQ for both of those. But undoubtedly, just a way to cap off Hall of Fame afternoon, night here with a lot of former players back. As John Ferguson, we talked to him at halftime of the women's game. He's going to be inducted here in a few moments. And, I mean, just a signature win that the crowd, it was the team, it was you all as the team, but this crowd got into it and came to life to help pull it out. So
yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun. When the guys are playing hard and both teams are playing at a high level, that's when it's really, really, really fun. And tonight was one of those opportunities that I felt like in the second half, that was a heavyweight fight.
It was.
It was. And I think that we snuck up on them to start the second half, and then before they realized that we got going, and then after that we kind of just took the game over, I felt like.
Yeah, that's a good point. Started out on a 7-2 run in the first part of the second half. Really got that up to a 9-4 run. So it was a blast to call because it is that back and forth game. And just the highlight that it be in the 3rd time this season you've knocked off the #1 team at home. If y'all could just play every game at home, it might be better.
Yeah.
But, you got to go on the road now to Grayson, Kentucky.
Yeah, Donnie, I told Donnie Mayfield, we got to put it to a vote that we play every game at home next year. So if we do that, we're going to be fine.
Well, Coach, congrats on a big
Thank
win.
you.
And let's keep it rolling and close out the regular season.
Thank you, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Coach Randy Casey, as his ball club knocks off the number 21 team in the country and the #1 team in the conference, again, for the 3rd time this season here on their home floor. Well, that'll wrap us up as Hall of Fame weekend earns a split on the day, but 2 great basketball games played here on Dwayne Farmer Court today. Again, Tennessee Wesleyan men win at 88-82. But that'll wrap up our broadcast from James L. Robb. Appreciate John Ferguson and Coach Smith, Coach Casey, and also President Dr. Tyler Forrest for joining us to talk here today on the broadcast. Thank you to all of our sponsors as usual. Thank you for listening at home or wherever you may be. And thank you to our producer, handsome Dan Fletcher, back at the station. But for WGSQ, WLR Sports, this is Jared Wright. Have a great night.
You have been listening.